Hi Leos, Trishna here. Welcome to your September 2019 general reading. So, what I'm feeling for you for September of 2019 is I feel like leading up into September, I feel like you are in some ways in a good, positive place. You feel like things are going the way that you would like them to, they're going in a positive direction. But I feel like on a lower layer, like a deeper layer within you, I feel like you're having to continuously give yourself a pep talk. It's like you're continuously telling yourself everything's going to be okay, everything's going fine, everything is going good, I'm doing okay, I'm doing fine, I'm doing good. And it's like you're continuously repeating that things are going good in your mind to yourself. And the reason why you're doing that is I feel like you feel like you have to continuously tell yourself that because if you stop telling yourself that for even a moment, everything will crumble around you. Things will start to go wrong. All this good stuff that you have in your life will somehow crumble or disappear from your life. And I feel like what's leading up to this point is things have just been going so well for you, so magically, so wonderfully, that it almost feels like things have gotten too good now. Things are too good. And that means that something has to break, something has to happen, some kind of kink has to be thrown my way because things can't ever be this good, and certainly not for this long. And so there's this mentality of when things are really good, something has to happen. And so it's like you're trying to prevent that by telling yourself everything's okay, everything's okay, everything's gonna be fine to keep everything together because you're worried that it's all gonna crumble. And what I wanna say about that is like, first of all, things are not gonna crumble, in at least not in this area of your life. And they're probably just not gonna crumble in general. Things are going well for you, and that's because you've been putting forth the right energy for that. You've been in a positive mindset. You've been appreciating all the wonderful things coming into your life. You've been working on your blocks. You've been watching these videos. Like you're all on the right path. And so don't think that just because things are going well, something has to go wrong to balance things out. But I do want to say, like, so I have some guidance, but I also want to say a few more things that maybe can at least help you shift your mindset. So I do understand this idea of there has to be balance in the world. When things are going really well, something else has to fall apart in order to maintain like a universal balance. I do kind of understand that in some ways, especially like recently for me, because like things have been going really well in almost all areas of my life as well. And if they're not going the way, if they're not where I want them to be, if those areas of life are not where I want them to be, they're headed in the right direction. So I would say that everything is kind of moving forward for me as well because I work on my blocks the way that I help you guys work on your blocks in these videos. Like I'm always working on myself as well. So things have been going well for me. And the other day, I actually ended up having to get a like epidermal, I forgot what they're called, but like cyst that I had on my back. It's not cancer or anything, but it's like I think sometimes it can be caused. This is gonna be gross. I'm sorry, but I've been called to tell you this. So sometimes there can be an ingrown hair, and then, I guess because it's on your back, you never notice it, you don't catch it in time, and it turns into this big, huge cyst, and, it's very painful. And I had had this, the first time it showed up was like 4 or 5 years ago, and then it went away on its own, and then recently it decided to come back like 4 or 5 years later all of a sudden, and it's just been so painful that finally I went and I had it removed, and the whole removal process was extremely painful as well because I don't really respond to numbing types of things the way I'm supposed to. Like it either doesn't really work on me and I always need extra doses, or it works on me very delayed. So, when I go to the dentist, when I've had my wisdom teeth removed, like I had to keep saying I need more numbing because I could feel the drill. And when they were cutting into my back yesterday, I was like, I need a little more because like I can feel the blade cutting into my skin. So so there's that. And I was wondering like why is that happening, and the answer that I got is like every other area of your life is going so well, Trishna, and everything's going the way that you want it to because you've been doing the work. And it was almost like a joke that I was kind of getting that was like, you know life, you figured out a lot of life and how to manifest and create it the way that you want it to be. And when you have all the secrets of the universe, like we can't let life be that easy for you, right? Like there is supposed to be a growth period. And don't you think that a little cyst is a fair compromise or a fair payment for everything else that's going well? And I know it was kind of like a joke, and to me I was thinking like, yeah, like I would take all that pain. I mean, that little cyst, for everything else, like in comparison is pretty small. So the reason why I'm being called to tell you that is because if you're worried that something is going wrong, or if you're worried that something is going to go wrong in your life, and even though I'm telling you everything's going to be fine, things are going to go well, if that's hard for you to break away from that belief because you have the strong belief that there needs to be some form of balance, like some kind of payment needs to be put in, the piper has to be paid some way, then I want you to know that just because things are going really well in one area of life does not mean that balance needs to be restored in that same area of your life. So if your relationship is going really well, let's say, for example, or your career, it doesn't mean that balance has to be restored, so now you have to have a big issue in your relationship, or now you have to have a big issue in your career, whatever area you're focused on. It could just mean that in some other area of your life that's not related to the areas that are going really well for you, that's where you have a little bit of a curveball thrown at you so that you can continue your growth and have that balance. So that's the first thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is I really want you to understand that nothing is going to go wrong. Whatever I don't think it's going to go wrong in any area of your life, really, but definitely not in the area that is going really well that you feel like is now becoming too good to be true. But I understand how my telling you that isn't going to help the fear. So that's why I'm saying the first part of you working on this block is decide what area of your life, if something were to go wrong, where would you want it to go wrong? And where could it possibly go wrong? And make it something small and decide, what, if balance must be restored, I want it to be in this area, in this way, and pick something small. And that way you can kind of take your stress and the intensity that you have around this wonderful area of your life that's going well and put that fear into something small, something less significant that is also very realistic. I feel like doing that will help you let go of any fears around this area of your life that's going well, because you don't want to put in any negative energy into the area that's going well. It's going well, like let's let it keep going well. So why not just channel that in something small, something that's probable that could happen, like a cyst that is benign and really was very painful to have treated. I guess it's not really removed, it's treated, but I mean, on the grand scheme of things, it was like, it's gonna hurt for a few days, but life, I mean, honestly, life goes on. Everything else is going well. So, attribute that, channel that fear into something smaller. So that's the first step that I want you guys to do if you can't break away from the thought that balance needs to be restored in some way or some form. The other thing that I want you to do is I want you to find something else that you're really, really excited about, because there is a lot of focus on this one area of your life, and when there's so much focus, the fears can be very extreme, like we've already been talking about. So find some other area of your life that is interesting to you or that you could get interested in. So maybe a hobby, maybe a book you want to read, maybe a certain TV series you want to get involved with, maybe you want to start a new sport or meet some new friends. Find some other area to channel some of this excitement that you have, some of this positive energy into, because that will help distract you from any fears around this other area. That will help you kind of balance your energy just in general in a positive way. So do that and allow that to kind of distract you from any fears that you have. So those are the two things that I would do for this month to help you release these blocks. Now, if you do that, I feel like September 2019 is going to be a really, really good, nice, positive month for you. I feel like things are just going to get better. You're going to get excited about these new activities. And I feel like on a mental level, you are still going to be sometimes saying things are going well for me. Things are going good. I'm doing well. Things are going well. You're still going to have some of those thoughts, but it's going to be so different. The energy of them is going to be so different. Right now, it's like things are going well. Things are going well. I know they're going well. It's very determined, very I need things to go well. But in September, if you work on these blocks, it's going to be things are going well. It's just going to be a statement. It's just going to be something that is a fact. It's just going to be a nice observation. Things are going well. It's not like you forcing it. It just is. Things just are going well. There's not really much more I can say around that. They're just going well. So yeah, those are the things that I want to bring up for you. I feel like September of 2019 can be a really, really good, positive month for you if you work on these fears that you have about balancing to be restored and the piper needing to be paid. And yeah, the only other thing that I would want to make you aware of is, if you're working on these blocks, especially if you're working on these blocks, but just in general, I think everybody should be aware of this. During September, maybe towards the second half of the month, you may have some kind of conflicts arise in whatever area of your life all the good things are happening to you in, so if it's relationships, a career, whatever that area is for you. But don't make don't make those issues bigger than they are. Don't make them a big deal. Don't turn mountains out of molehills, I guess is the saying. Because whatever issue it is so minor and means so little in the grand scheme of things that it is not worth putting a lot of energy into. Just let it be, just let it go. Because if you do put too much energy into it, you're going to turn this into something bigger, and you're going to basically create a self-fulfilling prophecy of creating that balance in your life, in this wonderful area of your life. You're going to make a problem that doesn't need to be made. And you really just don't need to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can have this area of your life go extremely well, and you can have it all. Honestly, you can have it all. So just be aware of that. Don't let things go this month, especially toward the second half of the month. Let it go. Don't make anything bigger than it is. Just kind of know that sometimes little issues, little things come up, but they don't have to turn into anything bigger. There doesn't have to be some big discussion. You don't have to come up with some big solutions to fix it. Just let it be. So that's what I'm feeling for you for this month. I think it's really positive. I hope you work on these blocks because it's only going to make September even better. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Before I wrap up this video, I just want to let you know that I am going to be doing extended videos for this series as well. I did them for the love series that I posted the previous week. Yeah. And now I'm going to be doing extended for these general readings as well. So if you're interested in that, we're going to go into any other fears, blocks, weaknesses, or areas of growth that you can work on to really maximize the kinds of success that you bring into life, that you're bringing to your life, and, just be able to continue manifesting the things that you want out of your life. And, we'll also go into the strengths that you can leverage. And then at the end of those videos, what I like to do is I like to look into the potentials of, if you worked on all of these blocks, what would your future look like then? Like, how much better would your future be? What could you expect then? What other potentials will be available to you at that point? So we also do that in the extended. So if you're interested in that, I will see you there. If not, thank you so much for watching. I hope I earned your like and your subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.